Good morning, Edgewood. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Edgewood,
and welcome to EMTV.
I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Today for lunch, we are having Buckeye stromboli with marinara sauce, spring salad mix, broccoli bites, cherry tomatoes, assorted fruit juice, and applesauce. Also, the March edition of On the Edge is now available for all students to read in the Google Classroom.
Great job to our freshmen and sophomores who made it through this week's Algebra 1 and Geometry end of course exams. Remember, next Tuesday, April 15th, we have the U.S. History and Government end of course exam. Make sure you bring a charged Chromebook, get a good night's sleep, and eat a big, healthy breakfast. Attendance is important. Our schedule will follow the same rules as this week, with classes starting at 11 a.m. after testing.
Student Council's collection drive to benefit Feed Our Vets ends on Monday, April 14th. Hopefully you brought enough items to support our veterans. Also, if you need motivation to bring stuff in, whichever flex brings in the most stuff gets a donut party. Come on, Cornelius Flex. I need those donuts.
Don't worry, the 2025 yearbook is still on sale. The last day you can purchase the yearbook is April 30th. You can purchase it either online at yearbookforever.com or talk to Miss Fisher in the library.
Mr. Kirby and South Stations are looking for any alumni who would like to register for the 40th anniversary performance on Saturday, May 10th at 6:30 p.m. If you have any questions, email Mr. Kirby, who will put together all the information you need. Everything needs to be turned in by April 11th so we can get our t-shirts ordered and music sent out. So if you know any Sounds alumni, let them know.
Since we're on the topic of music and fun things, now's a great time to mention that Prom 2025 is on the horizon. Prom will be held at Andrews Banquet Center on Friday, May 2nd from 6 to 10 p.m. Ticket sales begin Monday, April 14th and go through April 29th. Tickets are $50 each and can only be purchased online through a PayPass account on the district website.
Now it's time for sports. Let's hear for our latest sports news from Brayden, Blake, and Brooke, the 3 Bs.
With Mother Nature raining heavily over this week, spring sports has took a beating. Luckily on Monday, boys tennis defeated Jefferson 5-0, with Noah Venzel, Carter Howard, and Nick DeFazio all getting singles wins. Brady Venzel, Matthew Pierce, Randy Venzel, and Brennan Bush all getting doubles wins. On Wednesday, the boys got another big CBC win over Geneva, 2-3, winning matches from coming from Noah Venzel, Nick DeFazio, Carter Howard, all in the singles.
JV Baseball got the 8-1 win on Wednesday over Geneva. The boys tallied 19 stolen bases as well as not a single error in the field. The varsity team played at Madison and took a tough 11-0 loss. The boys host Fairview tonight starting at 4, and JV will play after them if the weather holds off.
Girls softball dominated Wednesday night against the Cardinal Huskies 15-0. Lucy Palillo had an incredible performance, hitting 2 home runs as well as having 8 strikeouts. Sydney Miller had 4 RBIs, as well as Gianna Ainetta with 2 hits. The girls will host West Geauga tonight.
This week we're introducing something new where we will nominate our top performances of the week. And for week 1, our winner this week is Lucy Palillo with her game against Cardinal, where she had 2 home runs and 8 strikeouts pitching. Congrats, Lucy. That's all we've got for you guys this week. Back to the desk.
The Edgewood ladies flag football team is on a roll this spring with 3 wins under their belt. Coach Cooper is at the helm and he says the girls are fierce. Last week against Elyria, the girls went beast mode. Avery Venzel had 4 touchdown passes in 1 game alone. Leah Guyton had 3 receiving touchdowns against Elyria. Natalie Ionetta nabbed an interception, turning the tide of the game. The girls are currently 3-0. This weekend they take on Perry Pirates, hoping to continue their streak.
What do you think your players need to work on?
Really nothing, honestly. These young ladies come in and they work their tails off. They work really hard. But more importantly, because they're not natural football players, because they haven't been given an opportunity to play football, they don't necessarily have a base or great knowledge about football. So whatever we ask them to do, they've done. So I think that speaks to our 3-0 record. That speaks to us averaging 30-plus points a game. So I don't really think there's anything they need to work on outside of just the fundamentals of the game and just playing as hard as they can play, which they do those things already.
Alright, and what's the difference between girls flag football and your boys football team?
Well, the first thing is just the numbers. Girls flag football is 5-on-5. Football, traditional football is 11-on-11. So you don't have some of the things, you don't have linemen on the field blocking and doing those things. So that's the biggest difference. But the physicality is still there. Girls are still running around. Like, for example, Emmeline Warner slide, I don't want to say slide tackle, but she slid and grabbed the girl's flag, and it was exactly what she would be doing in soccer as a soccer player. And it was picture perfect, but she got a huge turf burn, pretty much from like the top of her thigh to like her knee. So the physicality is definitely there, despite them not having on pads, despite there not being linemen on the field. The girls still play pretty physical. So the only difference I see really is just the numbers. You just have 6 less people on the field. But as far as the schematics of it, they play pretty hard. They understand the schematics, and you got a center, and then you got receivers and running backs and a quarterback. So really the only difference is you don't got 6 other players out there. So there's more space. I would say the girls got to defend more space sometimes than we have to in football, just because there's less people.
How's the pressure of being the quarterback and making quick decisions on the field?
It's not too bad because usually my receivers are open or I have a quick pass.
Okay, what is your favorite part about playing quarterback?
Probably scoring touchdowns or passing touchdowns to everyone.
What do you do to get open and get the ball as much as you can?
I listen to my coach when he tells me to cut and where to cut, and when he says 5 yards, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what it means, but he just goes 5 steps, and I'm like, okay. So I just do that, and then I just turn around, look at my quarterback, and I'm ready.
Okay, what is something you think you can work on in the receiver position?
Well, I mean, I run pretty fast as it is, but maybe when I have the ball already, maybe working on moving my hips more so I don't get my flags pulled.
How do you feel when you caught the interception and what was going through your head?
I just saw Leah like tip the ball up in the air, and I saw it coming down, so I just kind of put my hands up in the air and hoped that I caught it, and I mean it felt nice. It's my first one, so.
Okay, what do you like most about being on defense?
Probably just pulling the flags and like stopping the play. Like, it's fun to pull them. It's hard sometimes, but it's fun.
Next up, we have Daniel Oliver and Logyn Candow with our first esports season wrap-up.
It's really cool that we have esports now.
I know, right?
Thanks, guys. This year, Edgewood got its very first esports team with 3 rosters to compete competitively.
Now that the season is officially over, we'd like to announce the end of season's results for all 3 games.
Starting off with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, our score consisted of 1 win and 6 losses. Though this seems disappointing, it's worth noting that 4 of these losses were by a very close margin. Huge congratulations to the team, which contains team captain Daniel Oliver, or me, with Mithra and Lucina, Logyn Candow with Sora, Maverick Layman with Olimar and Incineroar, John Klein with Lincoln Steve, and Ian Moore with Bayonetta. Special thanks to Parker Shumate, Josh Funk, and Connor Burns for being our alternates.
Next up is Rocket League. They had a final tally of 4 wins and 3 losses. The team did great work working together to maintain a winning season throughout the season. They were able to include new members into the roster as well, develop their team in the process. These feats were handled by the team captain Logan Randolph, Connor Burns, Parker Shumate, Josh Funk, and Xavier Jones.
And finally, with Fortnite, their final ranking was an astonishing 9th place against 30 different schools. Even though they just barely fell short of playing in the postseason, the team's communication has stepped up too during play, which kept them in the competitive ranking. This makes postseason a sure goal for the fall. Props to the Fortnite team with captain Zach Carlton Holm, Josiah Pope, Xavier Jones, Norman Liplin, Heath Moore, Parker Shumate, and Josh Funk.
That concludes our update on the esports team. We had a great run and are ready to give it our all next fall.
If anyone is interested in participating for the next competitive season, please see Ms. Wallace.
Great job to our team this year on our inaugural run, and we'll see you next season.
There are no birthdays today, but on Saturday the 12th, we have Kaylee McConkey, Aiden Cruz Hobson, and Lenny Espada. And on Sunday the 13th, we have Lainey Rude.
Thanks for watching this week's EMTV.
You can find the replay of this or any past EMTVs on Edgewood Media's YouTube channel or the EHS Google Classroom.
And we'll see you next Thursday, as we don't have school next Friday due to Easter weekend.
Have a great day!